Hello my friends and welcome. At the first half of the video we're gonna deviate from the Ukrainian topic because today we have some big and bad news from Israel. The south part of Israel was attacked by the Hamas group. As you see on this map, which was presented by one of the military analytics, definitely Hamas was successful in taking the Israeli territory. They not only entered the Israeli military bases, but they captured the military equipment from Israeli army, including Humvees and even some tanks. They also went to the residential places, to the towns and cities where they start to shoot civilians. For today, I saw many of the horrific images coming from the place. It reminded me the tragedy near to Kiev, for example, in Bucha, where Russians opened the fire against civilians who were in desperate escaping their settlements, leaving their homes. That is how I lost my nephew who was trying to escape that area. So exactly the same picture I saw today in Israel. Plus Hamas took lots of the hostages, including kids and elderly people. They sent all of them to Gaza region, so now they use them as the live shield. We have the other map with the towns that were attacked today by Hamas. It means that they went inside those cities. It's not a regular rocket attack which Gaza launches on Israel. As you can see, some of the Arab sources share this image, so definitely it might be like that. But what we know that for this minute, Israel launches the counter-terrorist operation and they already took the vast territories back under their control. And also we have the information that Israeli forces entered the north part of the Gaza region. But definitely this morning started from the massive rocket attack on the Israeli territory from Palestine, including Tel Aviv. Some experts say that around 5,000 missiles were launched, so the Iron Dome wasn't able to cope with all of them. Some of those missiles hit one of the biggest electrical power plant in Israel, severely damaging the facility. You may see M113 armored vehicles which were captured in one of the Israeli military bases, also the Merkava tank and something else. And this is the satellite image of the Israeli territory which was taken today. You can see lots of the smoke near to the Gaza region. Again, there are many images in internet of what those bastards are doing in Israel with civilians. Basically looks the same as what Russians did in Ukraine, but at the same time the Hamas films it. So basically this whole part was captured by the terrorists sponsored by Russia and mostly Iran. That is how they were able to perform this operation, and it's big minus for the Israeli intelligence because it seems like they were not aware of what exactly was going to happen. There was no reinforcement near to Gaza border. Really nothing was done to prevent it. Again, reminds me about the situation in Ukraine at the very beginning of the Russian full-scale aggression. Then Ukraine didn't pose any sort of the defense on the south. The only city which resisted over there was Mariupol with Azov regiment in charge. The rest of the defense was not provided. Somehow Russians finally were stopped. Iran officially says that it supports the Hamas attack on Israel, so we know who is behind this attack. There was the information that the Israeli general was captured or imprisoned by Hamas. Well, definitely this guy looks very similar to the general, but it's now early to say. But from the Ukrainian war experience, we know that it could be just the informational war. This guy might just look similar to the general. For now, it's unknown. The response of the Israeli army should be as quick as possible, and they already started to send many of the reinforcements to the south border of the country. My friends, there should have been the advertisement in my today's video. Usually I put it every Saturday and every Wednesday, but because of the today's tragic events, I just cannot smile and ask you for something. And sometimes it also might happen in Ukraine, but I signed the contract and sometimes it's obligatory for me to make the advertisement on my channel for a particular day, but today I just cannot do it. I'll just leave the links in the video description below. That's it. But Iran celebrates, as you may see. I think they celebrate too early because Israel will just demolish and ground level Gaza. You see, Hamas is so stupid that they cannot foresee the future events. They thought to attack Israel is the good choice for them. They not only brought the devastation to Israel, they will also bring the devastation for their own people. And after the world today saw all of those crazy, terrific and terrible images which those bastards filmed on the phones, there will be no any support for their movement and for their people in case of the massive Israeli counterattack on Gaza. And for sure it will happen because Israeli Prime Minister already said that they will pay back and ask all of the civilians to leave Gaza. And this is the Iranian parliament they are celebrating. They call this to Israel and to the United States. Hopefully the United States and Israel will change their policy towards Iran. I can see that they are asking for more strict sanctions. Plus, the supplies for the Gaza region should be cut. By the way, Israel already cut the electrical supply to Gaza. This celebration today was filmed in Gaza. Here you can see some of the flags, but none of the Palestinian flags, because those are the Hamas flags, the flags of the terrorist organization. So they're happy that they caused this massacre on Israeli territory. And some of you might accuse me that I'm against Palestine. No, I'm not against Palestine, but I'm against that Hamas organization which took control over the Gaza region. With the actions they've done today, they deserve to be punished, and I guess it will be like that. If we go back to the map, so here is the West Bank where the Palestinians live, but they also live in the Gaza region. But here, somehow, they are quite peaceful compared to Gaza. Why? Because they have their own parliament and legitimate leaders who apparently unable to establish control over Gaza. So here Hamas is ruling. By the way, today the Taliban movement asked many of the countries to give them the way to reach Israel, so they may start the fight against Israel too. We all understand that those organizations will not have the chance to conquer Israeli army. But it was the big mistake which Israel done today. They didn't expect it, they didn't counteract at the proper time with the proper force. Hamas even used the motorized paragliders to get deeper inside the Israeli territory, so it should have been shut down with everything, flying low and slow. This is the official statement of the Ukrainian Ministry of the Foreign Affairs. I do agree with that. Also, the United States of America will support Israel with military help. Israel is not the NATO member country, but it has the allies like the United States of America, the ally which can supply weaponry for the friendly army. One of the Merkava tanks was targeted from above, so Hamas used the drones for that purpose. A single strike was enough to cause the fire of the ammunition compartment. Also, Hamas used the other drones like that to target different Israeli vehicles. Okay, now let's go to Ukraine, but I will update you with Israeli topic constantly. By the way, you may check out my Telegram. There I post regularly, so to be updated on events in Ukraine, and as you can see, not only subscribe for me on Telegram. It is not the advertisement, it is just my other resource. It is very useful for me and for my subscribers over there. By the way, there is no advertisements in it, unlike on this platform. So we have some of the good news. Ukrainian army moves towards Kopany village. Let's go to the timeline to check the result of the recent operation performed by Ukrainian army. It was yesterday and it is today. Yes, still in the gray zone. It's not yet been confirmed that Ukraine got rid of all of the Russian soldiers in that area, but the vector is understandable. Ukraine pushes from this side as well as from this side to reach Kapani. It is very important since we need to expand our bridgehead, as I told you already many times. On the south, there is no any movement for today, but it doesn't mean that there is no fighting. But our enemy also gained some ground near to Marfopil, so it was yesterday and it is today. They took a couple of the fields out there. At the same time, they're still far reaching Chernobyl under control. It's just a tiny small village, but Ukraine was able to make some of the defense and it's on a higher ground compared to surroundings, so I bet that Russia will not be able to get it under control. But what Russia may try to take under control is Makivka village, so it was yesterday and it is today. Definitely they're goal-oriented to take it. They sent more and more reinforcements to this area as well as to Kupiansk. For the second consecutive day, they took the ground. Also, the enemy was successful near to Krasnohorivka. It was yesterday and it is today. They've took the tree line on the west side from this village. Russia performs numerous of the attacks throughout the front lines to deflect the attention of the Ukrainian army. Sometimes they even take the ground. Remember yesterday we spoke about the new Russian attempt in gaining the ground in Luhansk Oblast, but it was unsuccessful. Yesterday they lost 10 of the tanks, but according to today's report, official report from our commanders on the battlefield, Russia lost nearly 25 tanks. So it means that even if some of the Russian attacks are sometimes successful, there is no tactical achievement for the Russian Federation for a very long time. Actually, they have more losses with those attacks. Wow, according to the recent information which went to the press, President Biden is considering a huge one-and-done Ukraine aid package. We're speaking about $100 billion for the Ukrainian defense. Unfortunately, something tells me that it won't be so easy to give this help for Ukraine, because even now there are some of the obstacles to provide Ukraine with much less military aid. Nevertheless, I'm quite optimistic about this one. Probably it might work. My friends, and now please press the like to this video, it really helps me a lot. Also, if you want to support my channel, there will be some of the links in the video description just below. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are and have a great time.